rattle trap. These are my two mainstays. And then I will use the 3/4 ounce red eye shad sometimes. But I'd say most of the time, I'm using the 3/4 ounce rattle trap. This one right here seems like it catches a bunch of fish. If I'm around bigger fish and a really nasty type day where the fish are really aggressive, I'll go up to the bigger 1 ounce size. And then with the red eye shad here, the red eye shad seems to work a little bit better under tougher conditions. Like if you have a little bit cleaner water that's marginally, almost too clear, or you have the tougher days like it's sunny with not much wind. For whatever reason, it seems like I get more on the red eye shad, but those are my three mainstays here. Okay, now let's talk about what you want to look for and the exact set of conditions and where you want to fish this at. This technique will work good on both lakes that have grass in them or do not have grass in it. And for so many years, the 3/4 ounce rattle trap was a mainstay fishing grass beds like all the guys in Texas. I remember the second Bassmaster tournament guys I ever fished was at Lake Sam Rayburn in 1986 at Lake Sam Rayburn. And I drew Tommy Martin out, former Bassmaster Classic winner. He was a guide on Rayburn, and he was catching them on a 3/4 ounce rattle trap in 1986. And I saw how effective it was with that. So everybody knows how effective the 3/4 ounces are. I'll tell you one other quick story about fishing grass with these things. I was fishing a Bassmaster tournament, one Bassmaster Top 150 down at Lake Guntersville. Been a long time ago, probably 20 years ago. And Brent Chapman, a lot of you guys know Brent Chapman. He's a Bassmaster, he's a former Bassmaster Angler of the Year. He fishes the Bass Pro Tour now. Brent and I are good friends and we share information. And anyway, I was fishing, we were fishing that tournament at Guntersville, and I was doing really good. I had like 20 pounds in the boat. And Brent comes over to me about, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had like an hour to fish and he didn't have a fish in the boat. And I said, well, man, there's a bunch of fish on this flat. Just get out here and start fishing. I was slow rolling a big spinner bait. Brent put on a 1 ounce rattle trap, fishing right there around me, and caught like 22 pounds of fish in an hour on this big 1 ounce rattle trap like this. So big ones will hit it. Okay, here's what you got to have for it. We'll talk a little bit about conditions. Number one, a lipless crankbait is always going to be better on your little bit nastier low light days. Not to say you can't catch them on it during any conditions out there, because you can, but like so many of the larger lures during the pre-spawn, when the water temperature is in the 50s, it helps if you've got clouds and wind. Clouds and wind really go a long way into activating the fish to hit these baits, because these are reaction lures. And a lot of times if the fish are not in a real aggressive chasing mood, you're not going to catch